Peace and love, family. Peace and love. I hope that I am finding you all in an amazing place because I am. And if you're not there, I hope that you're listening to your mind, your body, and your spirit to get to that place of peace, to get that to that place of love and understanding yourself and going through the journey of being uncomfortable and meeting you. I hope you all are doing great. It's almost the holiday season. We're coming into some hopefully joyous times. But I came on for just a bit to talk about the growing process spiritually. And I would like to title this Growing is Uncomfortable but Necessary. Growing is uncomfortable but necessary. Once you go through life and you done been through the trauma and you're hurtling everyday stress, everyday anxiety, everyday experiences that aren't so good, and then you get to a place where you see that this is a circle. I'm going in a circle. Things are coming around just as they came before. And I'm tired of it. And I've sensed something higher or something bigger is nudging me now that I've noticed the circles that I've been going through. That is part of the growing process. We hit life in circles. We go through the same things. It may be different people, it may be different types of situations, but it's usually the same type of feelings, the same type of hurts, the same type of confusion, which causes anxiety, depression, all these mental things that come over us. And so once you get to that stopping point within your circle and you realize, dang, I have been doing the same thing over and over and over again. I have been allowing the same hurt over and over and over again. And honestly, that's not the uncomfortable part because you grew comfortable going in that circle. You grew comfortable in entertaining the same circle of people. You grew comfortable in that. Now, what's uncomfortable is about growing through that. That's the uncomfortable part. That's where it starts to get questionable. Getting ready to change all of that in your life. And once you start getting to that place of wanting to change that, it becomes uncomfortable because you have to go through a season of it being just you. Then you have to stand up for yourself. You have to release a lot of those people, a lot of those things that you entertain. You may even have to let go of alcohol, weed, whatever your, I would say, whatever it is that you were abusing. Because then we start coping when we're going through those circles. We find things to cope with. We cope with sex. We cope with spending a whole bunch of money on nothing. We cope with alcohol. We cope with food. We cope with all of these things. So we use addictions to help us as we go through those circles. And then when we get to that stopping point, a lot of those things have to fall away. And that becomes uncomfortable because you're having to do something different, like facing yourself, facing your reality, facing your true authenticity of the things that you have allowed to happen. And not saying that it's a bad thing that you've allowed these things to happen. That's a part of the growing process. And now we have to grow through these things in order to meet your higher purpose, meet your higher self, and meet God. So it becomes uncomfortable because the stages of change is not easy. And that's just being real. And it's coming from somebody who knows, somebody who's done this. That's why I am able to sit here and talk about these things, because once you start your journey, You're always on your journey. You've always have been on your journey until you realize you're at the circle point, and then you say you start your journey, but you've been on your journey. You've been on your journey since you came out the womb. Since you came out the womb, things were supposed to happen for you. And that's just life. And it's not like God is mad at you or the universe is mad. It's things are supposed to happen for you in order for you to grow. Now, the battle is, are you going to grow through it? Or are you going to continue down that path of trauma, hurt, anger, anxiety, confusion, and all of these things that works against you? Or are you going to grow through it? And honestly, nobody's teaching us how to heal through these things. Well, your girl is, I am, but I had to understand that I'm growing through this. And once you start your journey, like I said, you're always on your journey. You're always on. It's not a peak. You get to a place of when when it's time to deal with something. When it's time to heal from something, and you give yourself that time and that space to heal, and then you on to the next thing. But what a lot of people don't understand is growing through your pain and growing through your suffering. It comes with so many good things, which makes it necessary. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't get to see this side of growing because it's kind of tough to meet yourself in the middle. It's kind of tough to meet yourself in the mirror and say, I'm flawed. I have these issues. I've been through this. A lot of us don't want to bring up the stuff that hurts us so deeply when that's the stuff that we need to heal from, to grow from, to meet our better selves. It's so for real, and it's so detrimental to our journey, and it's so detrimental to our life, our kids. Like, it's so many kids being raised by trauma right now. My child had an inch of it too before I realized I needed to change. So if you don't want to go through this uncomfortable phase for yourself, think about the generation underneath you. Think about the generation before you, above you. Think about the changes that you will make in the world with just the changes you will make within you. Okay? Think about the curses, the generational curses that you will break by just healing you, just walking your walk, just focusing on your inner peace. There are people walking around right now that feels like there is no other way than to feel the way that they're feeling. And I know that because I was one of those people. I was one of those people who sat in therapy and just asked the question like, how do I live with this? How do I live with the anxiety? How do I live with depression? I just wanted to get it on. I just needed to know how to live with this so I could just live. But that's not living for real. That's not living for real. That's going through the motions. I'm getting a call. That's going through the motions. That's not even living in the moment. Because when you're living with fear and you're living with anxiety and you're living with all of these trauma-filled things, you're living in the past. And when you're living in the past, you're so hurt that you're trying to prepare yourself for the future. So now you're living with expectations on what your life will look like based on how you feel right now. And that's negative feelings that you're feeling at that moment. So the goal is to grow through your mess, grow through your hurt, grow through your pain in order to get to this peaceful place. It's such a thing. It really is. It is a thing to be living in peace, to live in harmony. Okay? It is such a thing. And it's such a thing that I would love to help people get to. It's a place that I am here to help people get to. Because it's such a thing. It hurts my heart to see the pain in people's eyes, the fear that people feel just by walking outside, not knowing that whatever is within is in your surroundings. So if there's hurt, there's trauma, if there's negativity, if there's toxicity, that will be your environment. So once you stop living in the past and you start focusing on the current, what's within your view right now in this moment, and live in the moment, look, your life will change from that point on. Once you're able to focus on what's in front of you, when you're with your family, when you're with yourself, when you're just present, things change. And you're able to experience the feelings that you have right now in this moment, not the experience that you had yesterday and yesteryears ago. When you're able to experience the feelings that you have right now, no matter how they feel, maybe it do hurt to experience these feelings right now, but that's the experience that you need to grow from. If you feel these current feelings in this moment, those are the feelings that you need to grow from right now. So you focus on that right now in this moment. I'm telling you, growth is uncomfortable. But any successful person can tell you it takes uncomfort in order to receive all the abundance and prosperity life and God has to honor you. I'm telling you, growth is uncomfortable, but it is necessary. Growth is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Are you ready to say yes to you? Are you ready to live for you? Living for you is living in peace, and that is living for your family, and that's living for your children, because you will bring peace into your life, which brings peace into their life, peace into your household, healing into your household. But you have to do that for you in order for your surroundings to change. You have to do that for you. You have to be brave enough to walk your walk. Your walk won't look like anyone else's, not even mine. And so that takes the attention that you have on others and you focus that onto you. And when you focus that onto you, your bubble change. Your bubble changes, but you have to be willing to accept the changes that God has for you. You have to be willing to accept the differences that is going to make in your life. And it may be setting alcohol down. There may be slowing down on sex with just random people. There may be just slowing down on your spending habits, drug abuse, eating. Look, look, it's peace out there and it's peace in here. But for peace to be out there, it has to be here. Okay? Look, I love y'all. And I want you, and I want you to love yourself the way that I love you. Look, all right, I'm done. I just had to get that out because it's so necessary with the way humanity is right now, with the way the world is going. We need more faith-driven people. Okay? We need more faith-driven people. Look, to check more of my stuff out, go to www.journeyofaButterfly.net. journeyofaButterfly.net, and check out my description below. I have my social media handles there. I have a Black Friday sale coming up, or just a sale coming up, where I have some new styles on bracelets. And then check out my other bracelets and check out my other offerings. This week, check out my Facebook and my Instagram. I'm doing a chakra healing week. So today we're working on the sacral. So I'm in my sacral energy, which is the color orange, and it's everything: sensuality, sexuality, nurturing, creativity, all of that. Okay, so go check those out, and go be love, go be light, go be peace, so that you can receive love, light, peace.